Hey, everybody. You got the lady hippie at the bar. And my lighting's not the greatest. Hell, I'm not the greatest either. And I'm an old woman, so just work with me, okay? Yeah, right. I always fidget when I get up here. I need to do that, I guess, some few times a day. It is for entertainment purposes only. I might be here the rest of the week, today being Friday. Hope everybody's having a good one. Mine's been a shit show. It's always that way. It's You'd think it was flipping Monday. I see my Pixum up over here and my little pixie. She's decided, oh, this is no good. The cat's got that one too. She's decided she wants to be on camera and has shot past here 4 times. So yeah, I've already started my day, and then I had crap all over my glasses. Went to the grocery store this morning. Well, we call it that. It's the small Walmart. Get your butt down. Yeah, you want to see? I'm talking to the cat. I apologize. I missed yesterday. Before I turned around and said, hey, what's up twice, it was like 7 o'clock, and I was hoping dishes were done so I could sit down. We ladies, even when we're supposedly not working, are working 24/7. Somebody got to do the laundry, somebody got to sweep, somebody got to mop, Swiffer, dust. Somebody got to do all that. Now, I don't know about the rest of you ladies, but that's not quite the way it works around here. Apparently, I need to start learning how to do the lawn. I've asked several times if I could help because right now we have a jungle out there. No, I mean, we really have a jungle out there. I mean, whole species of animals are going extinct in my backyard. I'm waiting for that show Hoarders to show up and say, okay, we're going to clean all this shit up for you, put you on TV. And then I'll be going, well, I do that with my podcast. Could entertainment only. Those of you who are seeing me, give me a break, like, share, hit the damn bell. You can subscribe, it's free. I don't make any money on this channel, but of course, I'm not averse to that idea. Uh, I'm having a day, like I said, my glasses were just a bit over the realm here. I didn't want to keep my headband on. I had gone and done a few things. And I got up here and I started getting ready, of course. And first thing I just put my headphone on. I don't want the head too big today because I'm having one of them headaches. And so, boom, I put it on. The earbuds are down here. I'm like, damn. So back in, find a headband. I tend to like this one. It seems to stay in the right place. I have several. This is my standby for when I'm doing my podcast. And so here we go again. I love how when even on YouTube when the commercials come on, you could be on a 747, come over top of that house, you'd know what the commercial was. I love Carol Burnett and them when it was the Carol Burnett show, and they used to always jump up there and make fun of the commercials. I love that shit. I missed the first crew of Saturday Night Live. They told it like it was. It was funny shit. These other people, I don't like them. They ain't funny. Like Ricky Gervais, I love Ricky. Shout out to Rick. I think he's adorable. He's a keeper. And I was watching a show here. They was talking about poor Rick, saying, "Oh, he did this, he did that. He should have done this, shouldn't have done." I was like, that boy made millions doing the Globe Awards. Because you idiots decided you'd tell that poor man what he could and could not say. And everybody found out real quick that didn't walk with Rick. He's just funny as shit. And he doesn't take it as shit. He's got my vote. I saw Beverly Hills 4. Anybody else seen it? Don't bother. I was shocked that it had been, what, 40 years or nearly? Maybe it had been. It was the 80s. I said, what? And it was the 80s he came on with the first movie. And I was like, oh my word. I had no idea it had been that long. And when I watched 4, Beverly Hills 4, I found out why it had been that long. I'm sorry. It's just I'm one of those people who put a movie up, and then maybe I'll sit 10 minutes, and then I'm off doing this or that or dishes. I'm in another room, and I come wandering back through maybe twice and go, okay, what the hell happened? It's got to be a good movie to get me to sit still. Needless to say, I cleaned the whole house while watching Beverly Hills Cop 4. After that amount of time, it should have been hysterically funny. It was hysterical, but I didn't find the humor much in it. I liked seeing the first cast was with him. That was nice. I liked seeing him. But they should have fired the people who did the damn script because that shit was awful and way too long. If you're going to have something that's that bad and you're a comedian and it ain't funny, don't put that bitch up there for 2 hours. That's me critiquing the movies this week. I mean, it should make money. I'm not saying that. It's just I was disappointed. The cast and crew there are really great comedians and actors, and it was as if whoever was, I don't know who the director was, I don't know who put this shit together, but they should have been fired before they put any film in the can. I don't even know if they say film in a can anymore, but I'm old, so I don't give a shit. And truthfully, that that cast and crew had to be old because it was out in the 80s. It was like, oh my God. Yeah, it's a long time ago. Long, long time ago. Way long time ago. At some point, they should have went, I think we could get something funny around here. Like I said, I don't know who wrote the script. I don't know who wrote the lines. It just, and it was a great cast. It's always a great cast. I just adore him. I watch every movie he's ever made. But I say this is one of the worst. It didn't show off his comedic talent, his timing. He had all that. I mean, they should have looked at the first one and tried to beat that, not the third one and try to beat that. Maybe, yeah. I'm sorry. I give it a 5 star. Oh my God. Okay, I'm still talking about that one. There was another couple in here I watched. The In Between or something with well, the girl with the teeth was doing the blowjob in that movie, and then they gave her diamonds and stuff. I can't remember what she was. Pretty Woman. That's it. She started the movie out as a prostitute doing this guy in a chair, and it goes from her bubble bath to, I've got jewelry for you. No, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I mean, I hope that's true of some things, but my God. What? I mean, families were trying to watch this movie. It's always that way. If you have children or young grandchildren, my one grandson is 25. My step grandchildren are grown, all but Eli, and he's still a teenager. And my granddaughter, and she's still, well, she's almost to be a teenager. She's 12 next month. We all have birthdays next month. My granddaughter, I do. My husband does. Anniversary. I've lost count after 30 some odd years. I was like, really? Are we celebrating what? Oh, I'm still alive. Not in jail for killing you. You didn't kill me. Yeah, it's a good year. They don't point that out that when people have been around for ever, for decades, around each other, shit's going to hit the fan occasionally, and it's not going to be a pretty sight. This is why cops arrest you both. They don't be bothered. If they bother to show up. In some towns and cities, like Portland, New York, takes 8, 9 hours if they show up at all. Yeah, there's no need. Portland, New York City, all these, Seattle. Have you seen what the hell's going on there? It's just horrific. It's a tent city for anybody that's going to swim across the river and dodge the border patrol. They should be at Nancy Pelosi's house. She got a nice new refrigerator to take care of all of them. They got money if they still in the hotel. Most of them are in hotels. That guy that's only got one leg, kept his dog from Afghanistan. Yeah, he don't need a hotel room. He's good. Really? Says nobody ever. Jeez. At this point, they should take off their artificial leg and beat them senseless with it. It's just stupid. Why in the hell do you? And what's this shit about excuse student loans? What the shit is that? How come they get free education? The rest of us didn't. We had to work 3 jobs. I want my money back. You gonna write this shit out a second time? You better send me my money. And what the hell is it with 2 death taxes? You dead. And they're still taxing the fuck out of you. Excuse me, Lord. Yeah, it pisses me off. Still pisses me off. Then the Medicaid, Medicare thing, y'all ought not to be paying that shit. You won't see that money ever. You get Medicaid Part A and Medicare Part B, whatever. You get both. Part A and B. And they take it out of your Social Security after you retire. There is no Medicaid, Medicare fund. I don't know what the hell they did with it. When I asked about it, I was told, oh, they just do that shit automatic. They take it out of your retirement check. A couple $100 a month. I don't know about y'all, but even my Blue Cross Blue Shield didn't cost that shit much. I'd have to go to the freaking doctor every other goddamn day to have $200, $400 worth a month come out my check. I need to find out what the hell. And you know that ain't their health care plan, by the way, just to tell y'all up front. That Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security shit that we got? No, no. The Congress, meaning the Senate and congressional members, all 200, whatever, 70 something. Yeah, they have different retirement benefits. They don't have this. Of course, they've become millionaires anyway by selling their office and doing all these little gigs for, I guess, Fox and CNN. Make no damn sense. Lie to your face. You, slap him again. Slap him another time. I swear, somebody need to walk up in there and slap them stupid. Well, they're stupid, but maybe they can slap them, but a little bit this side of stupid. I don't know how Pelosi gets up on camera still. Who the hell is putting that bitch on camera? Tell me, because I'd like to talk to them and tell them how wrong they are. This is freedom of speech, you know. Or is it only freedom of speech when the jackasses are protesting and burning down a library? Is that freedom of speech? You know, I got the same damn rights, then shut the hell up. In my headphones, it sounded like the building just collapsed. I don't know what happened, but one of the cats knocked something down. They'll do that. Robert made brunch. He makes great fried potatoes and eggs, and I had run to the store and done all that. So when I got home, he was doing that for me, and it's a very good dinner, brunch, whatever, because we didn't eat breakfast. And so the cats after that, and if I haven't done dishes, which generally I've already done them, they'll go in there and try to jump on something. Inevitably, it'll be a tea towel laying there, or whatever, and they just fly backwards. So it's absolutely comical to me. Others maybe not so much. I think it's hilariously funny. Bunches of shit I take funny because if I didn't take it funny, God only knows. What is it, this shit with the Donald Trump assassination? I'm sorry, attempted assassination. Yeah, well, they winged his ass. Had he not done this and this, he would have been dead. Yeah. Where was the rest of the damn Secret Service, folks? How come not one of them palmed the weapon? Not one of them drew their weapon. They were checking it a couple times, straightening their shirts and their blazers, but they never did get their guns out. I loved how President Trump, former president, will say that make y'all happy, jackasses. I'll be here all week. He gets down by himself. Now, I don't know if everybody knows this, but the bunting and so forth on the stage is steel. It's metal plated. So that there's cover if they have to, dive down, there's cover. So when he gets winged, that's the first shot, folks. Count the bullets. It's 1, 2, 3. And by the time they get to the third bullet, he's already on the floor. There's not a Secret Service agent to be seen. There's one I saw film that's in front of the stage, and he's throwing people away from the venue. I'm thinking, he's claiming, taking everything clear in the specific area that, could actually do something with a handgun or whatever. So I don't find that different. But then he goes to one knee and he's looking around. I'm like, what the hell? Right after that, a minute or so later, the shots ring out. So this damn Secret Service agents done cop the squat. Ain't shit happened yet. Look at the footage if they haven't taken it down. I copied it and I've been going through these frame by frame. He literally pulled back his head and looked at the Jumbotron. That was the action he did that saved his life. He pulled back a little bit and turned a little bit at the same time. And in that millisecond, saved his life. He jumps to the floor. He groans down. He's a West Point graduate, folks. If you ain't figured that out, a lot of your presidents have been West Point graduate. Grant, generally, he didn't make president. Yeah, you get who I'm talking about. You're creme de la creme. You can't even volunteer for it. You got to be nominated by somebody, senator, somebody high up, governor, somebody. And you better be damn good at your studies, whatever it is you're doing. And then you go West Point, and oh my God, I'm an Army veteran. I would not want to try West Point or Marines. They're serious shit. I'm Private Benjamin kind of thing. I'll run through there, tell you what to do, laugh about it. I'm good to go. I'm not protecting the planet. These guys are, and yet the Secret Service detail. I don't see any kind of links. Would you quit? She just has to do it. Okay, here. You want to stay with me? She's in long, kitty. You want to stay? And with her, I'm just a chew toy or a tree, whatever. Would you stop that? Now, that's enough. Go your butt along. Oh, she done did it second time. Like, I can do that now. No, you can't. I'll send you out. Get a new one. We have too many. I mean, no, we have too many. So yeah, again with now the reporters and stuff are saying the attempted assassination. They were running was startled there first few hours after it happened. Oh, he was startled. Yeah, somebody shooting at you will startle your ass. Yeah, that sure as hell will. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. So by the third bullet, he's already taken cover behind the podium and the steel bunting in the front of the stage. Not a Secret Service member in sight. Then suddenly, here they come, they rush him. Because he's getting up by this point. He's pissed off. I liked him. He was getting up. I think he'd actually almost made it up because they couldn't keep him down all over. Now, I didn't know what it was with all the women on the detail. I'm a female. I'm an Army veteran. Regular Army, not whack. All that shit you figured out. Watch one of my shows. So I don't think that there's a problem, of course, with having women as Secret Service agents. But I would not give any woman the detail of guarding the former president and nominee for president this year, a 5'4" woman, to defend him. No, because he's like 6'4". And she's jumping. I mean, the other guys, they're not as tall. It's like they popped him up and said, "Oh, you missed. Try again." You can just all you can see was his head and shoulders, and they're trying to send him down. He's a strong man, and you can see this. For him, I respect for several reasons, but this particular time, this man, you got to understand what it's like to react under fire. People, this isn't taking 5.5 minutes like you see on the show. It's done. Now I counted 8 shots by the time he went down. The third shot they were getting to him, but not before the other 5 shots were fired. The young man in the crowd, a former firefighter, he was murdered. He's killed. His family was there, for God's sakes. This is a family event, and yet Secret Service has not palmed the weapon. And some of the shots apparently we've heard, and they haven't detailed that, so I don't rightly know when the friendly fire intercepted the sniper fire. They say the Secret Service personnel who were snipers on the other roof. They didn't need to clear the other roof. It was good to go. Here you go. The dude had a silver and red ladder to climb up there. You could see this shit from the space station. I mean, what the hell? And they go, oh, they dropped the ball. They didn't drop the ball. They never saw the ball. Never had the ball. They didn't know where the ball was. I don't know how any American that looking at this shit would go, oh, I'm good with this security. We're good. And no, the hell you would. You would not. You're all ever do the same thing that I am. What the hell? Now I saw Marjorie Greene and a few other senators. I don't know what event this was, but the head of the Secret Service, Kimberly, I can't think of her last name now. I thought Kimberly was a cute name. In any event, I don't know why she hasn't resigned. Because I'm assuming that whoever is on guard detail for the president and the former president are like, high up. The paperwork did not tell them, look, you go over there, you go over there. So, yeah, she bears responsibility either way. Whether she assigned him or not, she bears responsibility. She should have known what was going on in her own backyard. And apparently the senators feel like I did. And I've heard a lot of them say the same things that I did. If this wasn't an inside job, I'll eat my hat. And it's an old expression, but I'd eat my damn hat because it just smacks of, we knew what was going on. The Secret Service guy is, down and covering way before the shots are fired. And this is on film. Tons of people told both Secret Service, police, There's a dude on this red ladder right over there. You can see him. You can't tell me it's not inside job. And they had plenty of time to stop this guy. They didn't react at all. They didn't try to. And so these people filmed his ass. I love 21st century. Oh, gun in my ass. Why you never saw no footage from the grassy knoll? And still missing Miss Babushka. That's for another time. So yeah. So they get him up there and they say, "Oh, you missed." And he's out there all bloody in his fight. I like him. It's exactly what I'd have done. I've been looking for that bitch too. You better shoot before I get there. I'm gonna shoot him slow. Yeah, ain't nice. Fuck that. Where's nice get anybody these days? I'm nice of things, but no, I'm still like under bitches says see me. I'm an instructor in that shit. Mm. I love my husband gets me these little cinnamon balls, these little jars or little bottles. Mm. And I call them my stiffener. And I go into this every time I do this. When I was growing up, my parents, who were World War II parents, Daddy was at the Pacific Theater, was at Pearl Harbor. He was a hero. And so, yeah, back then days, the ladies would faint. If the kids came in bleeding really bad, oh, I don't know where that went. I'm at the bar. I have to clean it later. And so, there's goodness, there's one of my kittens coming. Yes, they have their own way of getting around my furniture. And they can go around the entire living room and dining room without touching the floor. Sometimes I want to I want to say, there's a lava on the floor just to see what they'll all do. This is called my stiffener. My mother could not see blood without fainting, and basic things like that. Oh, your brother-in-law died in a car accident. You know, they were. I can't faint for shit. I've been dizzy a few times. I have been knocked out a couple of times due to injury or whatever, but I've never been able to faint. And it used to crack me. I mean, it just cracked me up. I was at 9 years old. They wanted to put me in like Mensa. So I didn't have a lot of friends because they were nattering about the stupidest shit. I was already in stuff from college. And back then you had to go to 15 libraries and get 30 books each and go through them all and read them and then take them all back and try again. Might be one penciled in drawing of Machu Picchu that you've heard about from, yeah. So anyway, the senators and they've stopped and they're all talking. I don't know who's filming because I can't tell you what event it was. Just look for the senators mobbed the Secret Service director. And she is elected to that post, or is it a presidential appointee? I think it's a presidential appointee. Either way, she's messed up. Either way, she should have done threw herself under the bus. That's just what anybody with any honor, that's what they do. And then and the buck stops here, and it did. Unfortunately, it still does. So these senators, Marjorie Greene, she's from Georgia. You gotta love a Georgia girl. They just don't back down for shit. They're like Chicagoans, man. Just natter you till you fall apart. So there's like 5 of them, and they are talking to this woman, and they're starting to get kind of heated, let's say. And Marjorie is quiet at first. She's allowing these men to talk and say what they're saying, and they're basically wanting to know the same thing. That Marjorie Greene comes out and says, "Why haven't you resigned yet?" I believe she's the one that said. Anyway, then she said something, and she turned and she marched off just fast, little bit thing. She just took off, and it took them like 20 seconds to realize, hey, wait a minute, she's going to get away from us. So they said, "No, we're coming with you." I'm dying laughing at this point. And so they have to run, especially Marjorie. I don't know what she was doing, maybe telling the cameraman, you got to go with this. But so they're running behind this woman. And they're saying, no, we're trying to talk to you about this stuff. What are you going to do? You're going to resign. This kind of thing is going on. And it's a little heated. It's still running. I don't know what event this was, but she didn't come back that night, I'll bet you. She probably climbed out a window before Marjorie Greene. The senators come around the side to see if she was getting loose. Because no, we going with you. She did not answer them. It turned, and one of them had a really, I was sitting there watching this, and I said the same thing just before, like a nanosecond before the senator said it. These agents are, and they've got comms. The ones with Trump did not have any comm units, didn't palm their weapons. They just kind of got around his shoulders after they put him up to let this, the shooter know he was still okay. And one of them says the same thing I had just said. Well, boy, if you'd had this detail on the former president, he probably wouldn't have been shot. And she just slammed the door. The guys that are protecting her, all the way around. You can't get to the door. So they have to quit. But I didn't appreciate the jibe at the end because it's exactly what I had said. I was like, boy, if you guys are really on your toes tonight, where the hell? Oh my God. It's so in your face we're trying to kill him that you just can't. If you have a brain, and some of us still have a brain, you have to go, what the hell? These guys were in on this. They were told. It turns out, I don't know which police officer or department or I don't know who, but somebody in authority in Philadelphia where this took place said they had over an hour's notice that this guy had a gun and was climbing the building. Like I said, you could see the ladder from the space freaking station. Okay, this was not done in the dark where nobody caught him. This was in the middle of the fracking day, 15 yards from people who are watching him talk, and they're all going, there's a guy with a gun. He's still on the silver red ladder at this point. You just can't make that shit up. Where the hell were they? Well, they were ducking. They were nowhere near that man when those fires, when it was firing. And no, I don't. And again, I don't know, but I believe the shooter got off 5 shots, and I believe the snipers for the Secret Service snipers got off only 3. And according to the witness, that's all, of course, they would have needed. This guy didn't even have a scope. He was just up there with an AK-47. He was 20. He had no military prior. He'd apparently been out at the range practicing. The day before, bought the ladder and 50 rounds of ammo. We're lucky he only killed 1 man and injured, from what I understood, 3 very severely. I haven't heard nothing yet from that. Mr. Trump, I will use that term for right now, attended the gentleman who was killed that day, the grandfather and father, former retired fireman. He attended the funeral. And when I heard that someone died, I said he'll go to that funeral, but I bet you none of the sons that regarded him doing all the shit that they didn't do and were supposed to do, I bet they're not there. I hope to God they're not still at his detail. I also saw there was a lot of women in this detail. And I'm a veteran. I'm an Army veteran, but I'm also one that won't take somebody else's life in vain and say, I can handle this. Well, God knows I'm a foot shorter. I can't handle that. There's no way. You got to get the cream of the cream up in there. Pretend it's Barack Obama or some shit. I don't know. That guy had 40 details coordinated. It was like choreography, man. Nobody was getting close to him and the beast. And yet this guy actually, this little amateur, Stephanie, managed to wing him. If he hadn't moved, he'd have killed him. Which is a feat, as far as I'm concerned now. I don't know what kind of sight AK-47 has actually offline. I used an M16, and it's got a nice, you can sight very well with them, and they shoot very well. And they do very well long distance and close up. I don't know what it is. My Tommy's here. Serenity, get down. Get. And Pixie's over here. She's trying to groom herself and all of them are doing it. I think they missed me today because I've been with the kittens. I still have these 4 little kittens. I do wish somebody would adopt them. They're cute as buttons, and every time somebody says, "Oh, they're going to get it" or whatever, I post on Facebook. I try it here on YouTube, and I get the one response, but I don't get it back. Please, I'm actually shrinking as we sit. Wow. Now you see why I need help. I'm waiting for my medications to get here from the V. They haven't made it yet, and everybody's trying to make me kill somebody. And like I said, I don't have my medication, so they should run. So yeah. So I don't know if there's anybody else. I got live chat up, throw it in. Like I said, if you like it, say so, please. It helps the channel. I do not make money. Again, I would mind. I would like to make it upwards a little bit higher in my viewership. I apologize. I'm out later than I normally am. I'm in for 10 to 12, but it gets so hot, and I'm hot now, that I go in the mornings to do the grocery shopping. That still took like an hour and a half. I'm 2 miles from home. It's just traffic is crazy. Saturdays, it don't matter anymore. It used to be so nice out here. And I took one exit away, was my son's big home, new home, um, and there was nothing. Now it's so grown up, and there's new highways, and they extended they've got one that goes to a bridge. Under the bridge in the turning lane, the cars are coming this way. You go in this way and turn here at the light, but the cars are coming this way. The cars that are going that way are on the other side, unless you turn drive anything. But he knows I'm not going to drive that shit. I don't give a damn. It would have to be life or death, like my life or death, because I'm not doing it. It's like anybody else in Augusta. If so, send a comment to me if you can. I've got live chat up. Hey, don't do that. She just sneezed on me. Basically, she's like a foot away. Don't do that shit. In any event, if there's anybody that is in Augusta that agrees with me on this, they gave us all a new charge, a surcharge. They called it the sewer and water drainage for storms. So I called them. This was like 5-6 years ago. Might have been longer. Mine went up like $11 per month. So it's another 128 or 120, 12, whatever it is, 130 a year. But that's just the surcharge. That's not what you use. So that's on there no matter what. You can not use any water. You're going to pay this. I'm not kidding you. You can make this up. So I call them. What is this? Okay, yeah, it's so that we can take care of the sewage pipelines and stuff if it's storming and it floods. I'm like, okay. Been here a while. I ain't flooded yet. We're on the corner and we're kind of up high. So I'm not sure why you would charge me that. Oh, yours isn't much at all. It's based on the footprint of your property. And I'm like, holy crap, this gets worse. And so I find out from my son, who's got the big new house, and it's got a big footprint. And indeed, she was right. It's like triple charge on them. So it's like an extra like $40 a month without the water. Now, they came out here just before they leveled that. And when I asked the girl, I said, how long they intend to do this anyway? Because it ain't storming yet. Oh, that's indefinitely. I was like, okay. So it's like protection money. I said, well, they record this. I was like, yeah, that's why I called it protection money. What protects you from shit that ain't going to happen? I said, what about those of us who can't drink the damn water? Oh, we don't know anything about that, ma'am. You'll have to take that up with so-and-so. I don't know, the council, some shit. Meanwhile, those of us, especially on the older sewage pipelines and water lines, I'll turn the bathroom water on in the sink and black mold will string out, just strings of it lay there. You don't even want to get in the freaking bathtub. You don't want to feed your animals or water your animals with this. And you've been doing that for a while before you even knew it was that bad. The kids knew that, and we've always used a pure filter. And that's not enough. I said, oh, it's probably catching most of it, and my husband takes care of all that for me. And what I saw different was when my husband got me a different kind of humidifier, because the ones we'd had for like 8 years finally. And so he got me a different kind. The other ones were a little better, but they were higher. In any event, this one is a big bowl. It's like a fish bowl. And you fill it with water. And there's a little thing you set in there, a black thing. I think it's a battery. I don't know, but you put it in. And if you don't see a lot of water coming out, less steep, put some salt in it, a couple dashes of salt. Oh boy, that puppy, it was stirred up. Yeah, I thought that was strange too. I had to remember Science 101, right? And so after the first one, I said, "Oh, okay, I'll turn it off and I'll go clean it out and put another one down." And we had done this for me and one of the kittens who had this cold and they couldn't breathe. It was my Pixie. And so I'm cleaning and I go in and I'm like, so I'm looking in this water and it's halfway black. It's just tons of black inside this water, just floating and gobs of it. And some's down at the bottom. It's just horrific. So, and you have to use this. You can't continue to buy water just to run a humidifier. Or I was doing it to make coffee, and now my coffee costs more than Starbucks because I got to get, my husband brings me water to make sure that, because I looked into it when I saw this, I looked in my coffee pot and now it had already changed. But I was like, oh my God. So we have to have a new coffee pot. So if anybody's out there in Augusta that is not aware or is aware, either way, hit the live chat, come see me, throw a comment in. Let's talk about this because something's going on. They painted them lines and stuff, and they're supposed to change these things out, but they didn't. They say they did, but when they expanded our road and stuff, that's where those new sewer lines and stuff went. Those that led off to the homes in here, this was built in 85. None of that's been changed, folks. That's 40 years or more, might be 50. Um, and I believe it's more, about 50, because there would have been a few homes here before, just like my son, and then the boom takes off. Um, it's absolutely criminal. I've tried to ask them about it. You can't get anybody. You're told you can go online and address your concerns, and they will get back to you. Yeah, that worked out good. It's like that indefinitely shit. But they're doing this. It's illegal as shit. It's totally illegal. This is extortion money. If you want water, you're going to pay us this fine every month, or we're not giving you water, and we don't care if it's shit water, literally shit water to begin with. How the hell are they? One, I've seen some things. I had to stop watching it when they showed what accumulated in one water pipe. Oh my God. And I'm talking a little bit. I'm talking, here's your pipe, and up to, say, I have to do it this way. I'll do it this way. More than that. And here's your pipe between my two arms. And there's this much stuff, so that only this small hole is still available coming through this shit. That's how much shit is in your pipelines for your water. Now, I'm not a born and bred Augustan. So I'm wondering why the hell those who are from and still live in Augusta aren't getting together to do some shit about this. Again, this is why I talk about stupid shit like this, because as far as I'm concerned, it's Woodstock. I call it social Woodstock. If you don't want to hear me, you can turn me off. But if you do want to hear me, and I pray God some of you do, and I hope some of us have enough backbone to, at the very least, either get up on Facebook or to speak about it, like with people like me. I'm not the only one, but there's a very few that have gone public with it. They're scared stupid. You can't blame them. I mean, it's extortion money. There's no difference. My dad used to say the difference between a mobster when he was running moonshine, the difference between a moonshine runner and a mobster now. This was like after the 50s, so in the 60s. He said the difference is they put down their Tommy guns and they put on a tie and they became politicians and went to D.C. Dead man down that shit straight on the head, folks. And this is what this shit is. And this is why people are afraid to speak about it. No, they'll go ahead and pay the hush money and continue to buy tons of bottled water at the bulk stores and still give the animals the shit coming out of the pipe. And they're not the only ones. We have to do the same thing through the pure filter, but that's not enough. And those things turn black very quickly. So if there is anybody out here in Augusta who's doing the same shit that I'm doing, do please jump into live chat, throw in a comment, let me know who you are. Well, not who you are per se. You can come on and be, Bullwinkle. I don't give a shit. I just want to talk about this. Put any name you want to put in there. I mean, I understand that nobody wants them to know. Personally, I want them to know because I'm hoping somebody will tell me how the hell I can start a fight against these people to get changes put in here. We've paid for new pipes, guys. We paid for new pipes for the entire city 4 times over by now. and we're still paying. This is an indefinite charge, and nobody's calling it what it is. It's shakedown. It's hush money. Mm, yeah, you tell me what it is. So if you work for the water company and you do have a better idea than that, do please get up here with me. We can discuss that, and you could show me where I'm wrong, please. I would love to be wrong in this case. I don't believe that I am in any way wrong, but I would love to be wrong. So, mm, that's what they gave my mom. My earphones pick up everything. Mm, my mom had only a small one. Mine's a double. Yeah, we've grown up, Ma. My mom's been, bless her heart, on the other side for many, many years now. I look forward to seeing her again. Lovely woman. Um, can you imagine going through both wars and the Depression and then adopting two little girls? That's what they did. Um, they were our foster parents when we were about 3 and 5. So we had pretty formative years with them as foster kids and then adopted when I was 9. Of course, they signed permission for me to enlist because I was bored by then. I'd gone through 2 graduations for high school. I had graduated from college, and I was bored, stupid. I was in a city where they retired in Christopher, Illinois. Population 402, might be 3 now. I heard Sandy was married, might have a baby. They had a high school because I graduated from it because I was that bored. I went to school. Had to take college in another city. Yeah, they didn't have a college there. Uh, didn't even have a grocery store. You had to drive to the other city next to Benton, Illinois, to get any groceries because they didn't have a grocery store. They had a mom and pop shop. Exorbitant prices for them days. I mean, it was way high. And mom and dad were very frugal. Depression too was kids that weren't theirs. They raised 3 kids. I had an older brother, and my sister was my true sister. She's my birth sister. The birth family reached out to find me when I was 30. And I have a really severe warning for any adoptee: do not look for them. If they find you, run. I mean, run. Get in a car, get in a cab, change addresses, get your Facebook down, close all your social accounts. I mean, seriously, don't fall for it. It never turns out well. So I wonder why. Usually I don't get hot until it's 73 degrees. And so my thermostat stays on 72. And my husband is up in his man cave, which he keeps. Now, the upstairs, this is an older home, so you only have 1 unit for AC. My son has 2. It's still hot at his house everywhere because they keep it at 74 and they think that's good. They still have an $800 light bill anyway. But if we're going to pay a $300 light bill, I'm going to be freaking cool. And trust me, we pay $300 light bills, and those are cheaper than what we used to pay. And that was over a decade ago. We were paying that well over that per month. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They were. No, that's another city. I swear to God, you moved to hell when you moved to that city. If you could run, run. Don't ever get in there. I think it's amazing that any of the kids of a husband's side of the family, um, the birth family of mine's supposed to be here, but you can't call them family. You can call them idiots, but hypocrites works. Don't get me started. So let's see. We've gone now around the bend. It's dislike me. I'll touch on 4 or 5 things and go, I've said those things before. Same thing with Trump. Like I said, it was funny watching them chase the Secret Service director into a closet. I love the shit out of that. Old Marjorie Green. She's a little bulldog. Like I said, she's a Georgia senator. Funny as shit, little Marjorie. Smart as a whip, I'll tell you. She's smart. Mm. My husband lets me have a little bit of one of these when I'm up here, and basically, if I want to, but he wants me to be careful with them. So I don't buy my own. My husband buys mine. And he's right. They last me. They come with 5 a pack. And He checked with me. I think it was last week, and here it is Saturday, and he hasn't got me in. He usually gets me 2 packs, so he don't have to go back but once a month or something. So I try not to smoke much. So that's why you don't see me with him much. Mm. And again, I say if there's anything that you want to talk about, we do have live chat up. I'm kind of late today, and yeah, I'm gonna have to bounce again. I see my hour is about up. This is when I take care of all the cats, and by then my back hurts so bad. I'm not whining. I'm just saying that I'm out for the rest of the day. And Robert usually will cook dinner because I'm in so much pain by the end of the day that I have to sit back and I can't do anything. And of course, this really pisses me off. This I'm a woman who ran around, literally ran where I worked. I ran it. I was the guy basically that you had to go to, and I wore high heels in my career and suits all this time. Mm, don't do that, ladies. Get flats. And I do see that the other generation, include my daughter-in-law, is the next generation down from me or up from me. However we go there. Not sure how that's counted. I don't do math. But she's smart. She is a smart cookie. She's so pretty. She doesn't worry about makeup. Of course, she does her hair, of course, and wears flats. And that's a smart lady. She's in her 40s now, too. And like I said, their baby, my little granddaughter, she's my sunshine. She was surprised, kind of, sort of. Um, his other child, my grandson, he was 13 when my granddaughter was born. So he's already gone in the army, got back out. He's 25 now. It's so weird to look at myself, and I really don't pay much attention to me. I'm looking at live chat and all that. And I'm like, did you just say your grandson is 25? That can't be. It goes that fast. But ladies, yeah, don't wear the high heels because I did that and I ran, like I said, everything. I literally ran everywhere because it was divisions and so forth like that. So it wasn't a sit down job all the time. At least once a day, I'm out, doing checking with NICU and checking on babies and teaching people how to treat the gestational diabetics. That was just one of the good jobs I had. I loved it. Worked at the Georgia State Fair with the 3 architects because they were from different states. So I did payroll and all that. And it was nothing but mud. My husband actually ran around out there as the head of the construction firm that was building. And, and it rained for the first year, and it rained solid. By the time it dried out, it rained again. So everything was put back, and you had to pay everybody. So that was fun. Yeah. So we were in on that. So, and we went every year to the state fair to celebrate, the fact that we had actually made it come to life. And at the 20th reunion that we had at the state fair, we said, we're not doing this shit no more. I take 3 weekends to recover from going around there one night. We're going to talk about the money I spent. Oh, that's cute. Not the ride so much, it's just walk, buy stuff. So we don't go. And at that time, we still lived down where the state fair is in Perry, Georgia, down below Macon. And now we're in Augusta, so it's a drive. But my husband has this big RV. It's a house, the side pops out. It's like a Wonderlodge. It's just this big thing, you know. Yeah, marble kitchen. I think the kitchen's better than the kitchen out in the house. I think it's got worse space. Tiny little microwaves. Yeah, we have this big ass. So yeah, and right now we've got all these other things going with plumbing, so we're trying to figure out what's going on there. But Robert's tired, and of course he should be tired. He's 4 years older than me, and I've been tired since 1970 freaking too, which is why Lady Hippy, me, is at the bar, because otherwise I couldn't do this shit. And I think it's important. I think that there's a need for all of us to stand up and talk about this shit. Um, I've heard about this Trump mansion. I watched him do this. He had a press conference nearly every day, and they were shit to his face every day. Every day. And they were fake news. They weren't news. They're all political channels. And a lot of us has figured that out. And a lot of us decided to get away from direct TVs, satellite TV, cable TV, because you're paid $2, $3 a month. And the next month when you got your bill, if you got it, you had to look for it on your phone. It's gone up another $12. And I call him a bitch about like I didn't say nothing about I would raise mine to this event. What is it for? You didn't get my permission. Don't charge me that shit. And they got tired of me too. So I went from satellite TV, which was like 2,500 a year, and I went to cable, which put us at about 1,200 a year, more or less. Then they went to 1,800 a year, and I'm looking at this going, oh, you know. And then it was the fight, and then I got rid of all of it, all the TV. All I get now is home wide internet because I couldn't walk away from the internet because that's how my bills are paid and that's how they want them paid. You don't even, like I said, get a paper trail anymore. I still got records from like 2001. So, you know, I like to keep my bills and I like to keep my tax records so that if something goes on, I can go, look here, this was 1992. No problem. I did get rid of, I try to keep only a decade. And ladies and gentlemen, when you look at your life and you're getting rid of a decade previous to the one you're holding on to, that's a lot of damn paperwork. So I kind of backed off a little bit because they can print it myself. Half the time I just forget. And then the other half of the time, my husband, who's no longer a truck driver instructor, he's retired, although he does go out to a friend of his is a local driver, truck owner. Robert ran with him a few years. And now they've closed that down because independent drivers, I hope to God they're still out there because it's another screw you're running. They've done everything they can to drive the independent owners off the road, and they're doing a good job. This guy had like 5, 6 trucks, and now they're all gone. And then he runs a U-Haul thing, kind of sort of, and they let trucks park on his property because he had a lot of property because he ran, you know, a trucking company. And so now that, like I said, trucks park there, they pay per month. And then they also dispatch U-Haul as another sideline. So you know, it's hard to stay out there. My voice is going already today. But I need to get off of here anyway. So those of you at Augusta who are getting tired of the hush money and the payoffs to the mob so that they don't turn your water off, but you're not being charged for your water, you're being charged a fee because, I don't know, they can. Nobody seems to be holding them accountable for this shit. And I've been waiting for years. I understand indefinite. But at the same time, after seeing what I saw, I also understand you're not doing shit about putting clean water into people's homes. Yeah, you put in piping, all that shit near the road. It never came here. And they can say all day long, well, we put new pipes to show pictures. All they want is to beside the highways. It's not in the neighborhoods. And you cannot blink and say that pipe out there at the highway, 15 blocks away, is making sure I have clean running water coming to my house because you didn't move anything out of neighborhoods. You marked it like you was gonna. And they were out there spray painting their ass. Shit, I don't know why they just didn't tag that because if they need, they would come back and do his shit. Same thing with all these cable and satellite companies. DirecTV, when they started, was $25.99 a month. Period. We had it for a decade, never changed. We moved a third time in that decade. At the end of that decade, before we retired, and they wanted 400 some odd dollars to come out and turn it. Well, as they put it, make sure to have the setup right. You need a new dish. Dish will work. Dish worked fucking fine. It was the same damn dish. And then, of course, I moved here. My son had signed us up for DirecTV. Signed the contract. So it was 2 years. We couldn't get out of that. I got out of it as soon as the contract was up because it was just theft. And again, you never got the same bill each month. They were very creative. Nowadays, you rent your remotes, you rent your the little box. You're paying for Wi-Fi and internet. Now it used to be internet. It's still one box for both. So you got this box. Well, you're renting that. That's $10 a month. If you got 2 remotes, it's $10 a month. Now you're paying them for the shows or whatever package you have. You're paying them for that. That's not enough. You got to pay them for the thing that it goes through, so you can get what you're paying for. Very inventive people. Oh, surcharge, FCC. I actually called the FCC. What is this? They had no idea. I'm telling them, look into this because they're charging it in the FCC's name. You're not getting it, and they're getting richer by the second. Nobody did anything. So what do I can't say as a whistleblower about anything to get anything done. I always knew also that the judicial system in particular, Georgia was, well, crooked as hell. It's been crooked as hell forever. And then you get the DA Fannie Willis thing. The good thing out of that is that they dropped the ball so badly that they've had to drop the case against former President Trump. It's also been dropped. The former president's case has been dropped in Florida. Can't technically sue a former president at all and put them in jail via the Supreme Court's decision. So he's got both those cases off of him. Thank God. I mean, they did everything they could to keep this guy from running. Finally, when those two cases had just dropped back, not mistrial, but just what do they call it? I can't remember what they call it now, but in any event, the decision was that it's the end of the trial. We're not doing this. He's not capable. We can't sue him for these things, so drop it. And in the other case, which was the January 6th case here, I suppose that he was trying to get the governor to buy ballots or find ballots. It's just Trump he didn't do himself a lot of favors there. But they've had this for years, and all they did was well, the DA Fannie Wells has spent several $1 million between paying her boyfriend, who's also an attorney, who had a beautiful wife and children, now of course divorced, has to sell his home. So that's several $1 million. She spent millions of dollars on swag. She spent millions of dollars on salary. She spent millions of dollars on travel, the Bahamas and stuff. Oh yeah. So that's they dropped that one too. So at least the law is off of his back, I believe. I hope so. It's never should have been there. Meanwhile, Biden's up there talking about how he made the president of the gas company in the Ukraine resign within an hour because otherwise they wouldn't have got their millions of dollars. Yes, that's right. Look it up. They probably found it, took it down. But yeah, he was on some kind of a, come by and speak and we'll pay you for speaking fees. How can this guy's been around since the 80s. Even Nancy Pelosi, stupid ass, said so one day, and it just came out how she was saying he's been doing this since the 1980s before I was even a senator. Bitch, she'd been there since the 80s too. I believe it was 86. But if this guy's been in politics since 86, how long is that, folks? 40 years? 45? Yeah, knocking on 50 years. And he still can't do shit. Have you seen this bumbling ass up there? I love the Secret Service ones they put up there, the X's. Yeah, Henry comes down, tell him his mark is the blue mark to his left. No, 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 he's wandering now. Okay, send him back to the blue mark. Don't let him take his jacket off. It's a little windy today. Just, I have to see it because they're damn funny. In any event, I've been up here for an hour twisting y'all. So come back at me. Let me know what you think of any of this. If you like it, tell a friend. For God's sakes, help me out. Hit the like button at the very least. I don't give a damn. Hit the dislike. It's up to you. If you want to come in and find out what's going on, we could talk. Got live chat up there, so that's not a problem either. If you don't want to talk, again, not a problem. Just pop in there and help me make this channel right. Do not make money, but again, I'm not averse to it. And I'm out for today. I may not see you on Sunday. It might be Monday. So y'all stay out of trouble. And if you're not out of trouble, make sure you got bail money. Toodle pip.